Most school districts have this internal battle every year where the finance side of the house is constantly reminding everybody that there's a limited amount of budget, while the academic side of the house is saying we need to do more, we need to do more, we need to do more. What this process allowed us to do is to sit down and have that same gnashing of teeth conversation where there wasn't necessarily winners and losers, but rather an acknowledgement of, man, this didn't work, or man, it's working. We need to find, and we need to dig down deep to find a way to resource it, whatever it is, whether it's time or money. What I'm most proud of is the manner in which our academic colleagues have embraced the process. And they've embraced the need to be able to look at things and say, did we get the bang for the buck? Was there a return on what we said we thought this software, this practice, this procedure, this protocol, was there a return on that? All with the lens of trying to make sure that we're doing what's right for kids. We're getting close to the end of our ESSER spending, and so it provides the perfect ramp for us to start shifting more towards pushing this initiative of looking at our spending and are we getting, or will we get, the return on whatever that investment was? Because we have those conversations anecdotally. Hey, did that system work? Yeah, it worked great. It works great. How did it work? Tell me, how do you know that it worked great? What is great? What do you define as great? And that's what this ROI process has allowed us to do, is to put definition to what success means. I was pleasantly surprised at how open our title funds people were willing to say, well, yeah, we need to put data to that, along with the chief academic officer that was willing to, in essence, open the closet and say, here's what we have, here's what we have to look at, and tell us what you need and we'll get it out. I think that's been another key part of our success, is our chief academics officer was absolutely bought into this from the very start. Lubbock ISD is in a unique situation in that we are a declining enrollment district, which means resources are becoming more and more limited. We also have come to the realization that we cannot continue to do the same thing and expect some kind of different outcome. And that comes from leadership, that comes all the way from the superintendent through executive leadership into the rank and file. So the realization that there are limited resources, and we have to find different ways to do things, because the child that we're teaching today is not the child that we were teaching even 5 years ago. We are going to push this down to our budget development process all the way into our campuses. And so when a campus comes and says, we want to do this new initiative, we want to try something different, we're going to develop what that form looks like, where you literally say to us, I want to do this, here's the why, and here's how I'm going to measure it, and here's when I expect to see those results. It's not that complicated, and I think that document can be a living, breathing document. Look for a time that's already where people are already engaged. If there's a way for you to infuse it into some standing meeting for a smaller school district, might be a cabinet meeting that already exists, and getting the commitment from the superintendent to say, once a month, we're going to not have cabinet in our normal way, and we're going to have this ROI discussion. I think that's what allowed us to move through the process so smoothly, is I didn't have to tell everybody, hey, by the way, now on Tuesdays, we're going to have this standing meeting.